In the last lecture, we imported our image like this from our assets folder. Now let's say we don't have the image there. Instead, we want to import it right from the web. Now for that, I can copy the image address from the web. And of course, you shouldn't really do deep linking like this to any images you don't own. But here, I'll just briefly do this for demo purposes. So let's say I don't want to use my static import, but the web import. Therefore, place image here isn't set anymore because I just removed the import, which set this constant. Instead, here we have to construct this magic object on our own. And surprisingly, that's not difficult at all. It's just a JavaScript object, and this needs to have one property at least, the URI property. This now is the path to the image. And here I'll copy in the path to the image in the web. Now the magic thing that happened prior to this is that React Native determined this path automatically, and it took the path of where the image would end up in the end once we ship this to the native device. Here we fetch it from the network, so from a website, so this path is always correct anyways, and there is no path transformation needed. So now we can already save this and go back to our application, reload this to really see that it works. So let me re-add this. Looks good. And one important thing to notice is that here, when fetching an image from the web, we absolutely have to set height and width. For the local, the static image, we didn't have to do that. It just was too big. But theoretically, we could have relied on React Native to auto-calculate that. When fetching an image from the web, React Native has no way of calculating this for us, so we have to hard code it. We have to set height and width, as we do here. And this is your alternative approach for fetching images. Now, as I mentioned, feel free to go to the official documentation, and there under Guides, here, the general guides, you can click on images to learn more about it. We will also use images throughout this course, for example, also images from the camera. One important thing you can, for example, dive into are different image dimensions if you do provide some static images in your app. You can use the add 2x, add 3x, and so on suffixes on the image file names to make sure that React Native automatically picks the right image for a given device ratio, a given device size. Right now, I won't do this, but that is something I want to make you aware. So with that, we added our image. That's nice. And just for completeness sake, let's also view this on iOS. Let's reload once here, since this seems to be stuck. This looks good. So this is how we can display images. Now, I said I want to show a modal when we click on such an item here, and then actually show the image there, and maybe even add a delete button there, so that we can delete the element from within the modal. Let's take care about this over the next lectures.